Hey, we got Drewz Viewz here, back for a little Car Tuesday, reacting to them cartoons on Tuesday. And today I'm watching Adventure Time: Fionna and Cake, Season 1, Episode 7. The Star. So, no idea who the star is, but I assume it'll be a character of some kind because every episode title is like a character name. Last time we had the Winter King. It's a pretty fun ep where the world they were in, the multiverse world they were stopped in last time, had a Simon who seemed to be able to use powers with the crown and not to go mad. But of course it wasn't really possible to do that. He was just deflecting the crown's energy or whatever it would be to the Princess Bubblegum in this world, making her the crazy one, the Candy Queen. So it was a little reversal of the typical Adventure Time stuff where, you know, Ice King's after the princesses. Here, Candy Queen was after Ice King, and then the new Simon. But of course it was uncovered at the end, although Fionna had a bit of a crisis, I guess, a character crisis or whatever you would call it. You know, she killed a bunch of, I don't know if they're actually permanently dead, probably not because they're candy, but she slayed a bunch of the candy people who were really not the villains, you know. And even in the last world, you know, the regular Ooh, she was chopping down people and she's realizing, oh, is this what I should actually be doing? Am I actually hurting people, not helping them with my adventuring? So we'll see if that comes up this time. You know, we got Cake still figuring out her powers, learning that. They escaped from Scarab though, so I think he didn't go to this new world with them this time, whatever this episode's gonna be. But back in Fiona's world, we had Marshall, Lee, and Gary getting a little comfortable with each other. I think I was calling him Gary Gumball, but his name's Gary Prince, I guess. So we like Prince Bubblegum, whatever. But Gary and Marshall, yeah, were canoodling. But then Marshall tried to help him with his mom's connections to the lemon carbs to get Gary's, you know, or they call it, they're like biscuit bros or something. It's not that, but like some kind of cookie people pitched to them. They liked the taste of it, but they weren't into the whole world building angle, I guess, with the cookie people. But, you know, at least it allowed Gary to get over his like initial wanting to have everything absolutely perfect and never actually putting it out there officially or whatever. So yeah, I'm not sure if they'll be in this episode or anything, but it's nice to see that connection going. The main squad though is still looking for a new crown from a different universe to use for Simon. I was thinking, I think last time I was recapping the last episode, you know, is it gonna be, because Ice King, or Simon rather, keeps saying like how he's gonna have to turn back into Ice King, which is obviously tragic. I wonder if they, by the end of the season here, they're gonna find a way where he doesn't have to actually go crazy with the crown to enact what they want with turning Fiona's world back, saving Prisma, I guess, anything like that they're trying to do. The Prisma thing would be a byproduct, I guess. It's not like their stated goal to save him or anything, but, you know, gotta evade the Scarab guy. So yeah, we'll see. But I'm ready to jump into the Star. Let's go ahead and do it. So yeah, in the intro I said I was unsure whether we would see like Marshall, Lee, and Gary in this one. After last time they came back, obviously we did. They really lined up the storylines together. Vampire King and Marshall's devious mother. We still don't exactly get what the business is, which seems to like run the town or whatever. So of course, plenty of analogous characters in there. Yeah, the blood drive versus the real vampires. Yeah, it was a little heavy-handed, but I liked it. And it's definitely a funny and dark episode here. So Gary and Marshall, we learned that Marshall had got to get that favor for Gary in the first place, had to promise his mom to go back into the world or whatever. But then when Gary realized he didn't want him to have to do that, so he eschewed the relationships he could have gotten from the tastemakers around town for his baking, for his biscuit men, for his biscuit universe. yeah, so they're both making sacrifices for each other, basically. Start of a good relationship. And then in this vampire world, or the world that Fionna and Cake were in this time, the Marcy and Bubblegum were still heavily intertwined, but at odds, fighting to the death sort of odds. I guess, did they die at the end? Probably. We can see, but for a second I thought they were going to be stuck there, Fionna, Cake, and Simon, but then, even though their remote was broken, that got them out of there, and I guess they said they only had one more anyway, one more jump. So yeah, not a great episode for Fionna. I got some noise here, hopefully it's not too bad. Not a great episode for Fionna. It's unsure of herself. She messed up with, that kind of obvious trap from Marcy, from bad Marcy, that got good Martin killed. And then, that was funny stuff with him, with the baby Finn from that world. It's a good little twist on things for sure. He would have been a good dad maybe in this universe. And Marcy's bad because she didn't have the good Simon father figure, and had the evil vampire king father figure instead. Yeah, but Fionna at the end there, not trusting in Cake either. Cake was pretty badass this time. She was chomping vamp heads, she was being a tank, she was pretty competent all around. Looks like she has control over her powers pretty much now. But Fionna didn't want to risk it, so she's pretty shook right now. So there's going to be some issue between those two next time, maybe. Or Cake thinking she doesn't trust her enough or something like that. Yeah, sure, Simon, that was tough seeing the Marceline in this world. But I guess they're out of there and on to the next one, and we'll see what that is. The next episode's called Jerry, so it'll be another new character, I would assume. I wonder if we will get any more Gary and Marshall. It seemed like a good wrap to their story for now, at least. And yeah, the Scarab was, he had a good plan to go get the crown first, but then he got interrupted. So, assuming like his boss or whatever, calling for him since he was ignoring his work he's supposed to be doing. So we'll see if that plot line picks up too. But yeah, a lot of good drama now. The comedy is still keeping up, and cool different worlds. Yeah, I love the kind of Snake Plissken Bonnabelle this time and everything like that. Yeah, it's a fun kind of dystopian world action episode. But yeah, that should do it for this episode of Car Tuesday. Do join me back next time for episode 8 of Fionna and Cake. And until then, I'm up out of here. Peace.